Hello, welcome to Mudsicle TV. I'm Phil from Mudsicle and I'm here with James Parrish, the race director of Nuclear Races.
Hi everyone.
We are here today at Nuclear to discuss the Nuclear Challenge Cup. This is a race that's happening this coming November and it is going to be the race for racers. And what that means is every rule, every little detail that governs the fairness of the event is up for discussion, and anybody watching this, anybody taking part gets a say in how it's going to be. We're going to go through all these rules, we're going to explain them, and if there's anything that you don't agree with or you think could be done better, we want to hear from you. Go to the Mudsicle Community Facebook group, start a discussion, and we want to hear what everyone thinks. First question first, how are you running the waves?
We're going to set out 2 waves, each 300 hopefully, 300 men and then 300 women 5 to 10 minutes later.
Okay, so there's no certain age people going off at different times?
No, just going to keep it simple and fair.
Even though all of the men and all the women will be set off together, there will still be prizes for different age groups.
That's right.
Those age groups are under 20s, 20 to 29, 30 to 39 and 40 plus. And the way that'll work is the top 3 over the line, regardless of age, will get the
Overall winner.
Overall winner.
Correct.
Elite prize.
Yep.
Prize.
Yep. Pro prize, elite prize. That's a topic of conversation if anyone wants to write in. Should the top guys be called elite or pro? But that's another discussion, quite a minor one. The deal at the moment is £1,000 for first, and then of course there's prizes for second and third, being 500 and 250. And they will increase with numbers. If this proves particularly successful, then that prize money pot will go up.
That's great to hear. The age categories, you won't be awarding them on the day. You're going to wait and go through the data just to make sure everything's right.
Yeah, we've got to make sure it's right, and it's a bit chaotic on the day. So, yeah, we'll let them know within 24 hours is the plan. And first will be a full season pass, and then race tickets for second and third.
Sitting between us is this rather impressive looking trophy, certainly the biggest I've ever seen. James, talk us through it.
Well, it's something we've made here on the estate. It's a work in progress at the moment. We think we quite like it. We haven't decided if this is for first man or first woman yet, but again, I think it's good. I think we like it, but we would like comments on it. So the idea is this is one that you'd have your name engraved at the top with the winners. We would keep hold of this, it would be done for photo shoots, and then we would send you home with another cup.
Okay, so there'll be one to keep and one for prosperity and photos.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. And along with that, we would have a leaderboard which will be displayed at our reception tent on every race, showing who has won what race. So there's recognition, potentially in perpetuity, for the winners.
Okay, so somebody fails an obstacle, a technical obstacle,
Yeah.
like the one behind us.
Yeah.
What happens?
And it's a penalty loop. The idea there is this penalty loop will have its own marshal as well, and it will represent or stress the muscles that you would have used if you'd completed the obstacle. And now, perhaps controversially, there'll probably be different lengths for men and women. So to explain that a bit, if you fell off this particular obstacle and you were asked to carry 20 kilograms, 200-300 yards, some big powerful men wouldn't bat an eyelid and it would be very easy for them. Whereas perhaps a smaller framed lady, that 20 kilograms would represent absolute exhaustion at the end. So we're thinking that the women should have perhaps a shorter course. They should still have to carry the weight, but not maybe run 200 metres, maybe 100 metres.
Could you not change the weight? So it's the same penalty loop, but the women are carrying 10 kilos instead of 20.
Yeah, it's an excellent question and one that we have considered. The problem is the logistics on race day. It's just far more complicated and difficult for us to make it fair. If we've got 2 different weights, we have to have a lot more equipment set up. We have to make sure it all goes back in the right place, have to make sure the right person takes the right thing. There's just more room for error, is what I'm trying to really say on the day. And I think we just keep it simple. The important thing, especially with this race, is to keep it fair. So we do have this rule that on the signature obstacle, you only get 1 attempt. So the signature obstacles, which are I'm hoping we'll have only about an 80% failure rate. I'm not expecting this to be, the obstacles to be the hardest in the world. The idea is that people do achieve it. So
no impossible rigs?
No. That's the intention. Everything should be achievable. It's all about skill and speed in between.
Okay, so you just mentioned there one attempt only at signature obstacles. Can you explain that a bit more and say what the difference between the signature and the non-signature obstacles are?
Okay, so we've got a number of obstacles here on the farm, and not all of them are signature obstacles. So about 80% of them, very straightforward, very easy, and we're just calling those mandatory obstacles, and you just have to complete them. There's no technicality about it. They're easy.
So that's the basic stuff: the walls, the hurdles, the ditches, the stuff that shouldn't trouble anyone.
That's right. That's right. And then we have the signature obstacles, which will be adjudicated and have the penalty loop. Now, with this, controversially, you'll only get one attempt, and the reason for that is so that we don't get queues and snarling up. It boils down to the race just being fair for everyone. But the quid pro quo to that is on Friday afternoon we will open up the course, and you can come around the course, try the obstacles, and this will be particularly relevant if you've never been here before or never tried an obstacle like this, say. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to get your technique right, understand how it should be completed before the race.
Okay, so that's the day before. You're looking at 11 AM to 4 PM. Anyone can come round and try the course out as long as they're in pairs.
That's right. We need them in pairs or more, just from a safety perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. You also mentioned you're going to have cameras on each obstacle.
That's right. So these will be video action cameras. We've got 20 of them sitting in the office at the moment, and the idea is they'll be having an overview of the whole obstacle, and if there's any complaints, and if you remember, the idea is that once you finish the race, you've got a quarter of an hour to make any complaints about fairness or cheating. We'll be able to go back to a hard video copy. We'll be able to speak to the marshal adjudicator. We'll also, if you remember, be able to look at people's T-shirts. The idea is everyone has a name on their T-shirt. Doesn't have to be professionally produced as far as I'm concerned, just a name, so they are identifiable, one, to other competitors, and two, to our marshals and adjudicators.
Okay, that's excellent. And now we've covered off a couple of points there that I just wanted to kind of reiterate. Sure. So names on everybody's T-shirts, on the back and front? Just back?
On the back, at least the back.
On the back, so back of everyone's T-shirts, a name, first name or surname, doesn't matter?
Doesn't really matter. Right. I think we know everyone well enough. It just needs to be clear, eligible and clear.
Excellent, I like that rule. And the other one you touched on briefly then was the 15 minutes for complaints. Tell us about that in more detail, please.
It's pretty much as it says. We have to draw a line under thing. We want this to be a fair race and absolutely fair, but we can't be having the results delayed and issues happening hours or even days later. So you have 15 minutes once the race is finished, once your race is finished, to make the complaint or accusation. We'll investigate it, and then we will draw a conclusion, and then job done. Otherwise, we're never going to get the prize giving on the day for the elites, which is what we want. There'll be heated changing rooms, and especially for the elites before they start, we're not going to do a warm-up for them. We will provide a heated area where they can stay warm to the last minute and then just come out onto the start line, and then they're straight off.
James, you are famous for loving mud. You're internationally famous for loving mud. This is going to be a serious competition. Are you going to be combating the mud? Yeah.
So it's a very good question. Yes, we love mud, but this isn't a normal race or normal waves. This is all about the obstacles, so it has to be achievable. And mud's not particularly compatible with that. So we will be going out of our way to make sure we keep you relatively dry and relatively mud-free. You can't stop mud, it is inevitable, but we will be providing sawdust for the hands on each obstacle that requires it. We will also, as normal, have mobile washers, pressure washers, that will keep the obstacle clean through the day, so trying to keep it as fair for the last person as it was the first person.
And what about cold water? Because some critics might say, a race in November with lots of water, it's not about how you race, it's about how you survive the cold.
Yeah, well, it is a winter race. It will be an issue. We will take you out of most of the water, though. We will minimise that. The idea is not to test your ability to withstand hypothermia in the cold. The idea here is to test your ability of running and techniques over the obstacles.
James, thank you so much for talking to us. I can't wait for this Nuclear Challenge Cup. Any questions, as we said before, Mudstacle Community Facebook group, let's hear from you. Anything else to say?
See you in November.
See you in November. Fade out. Dun.